Hey folks, Randy here with Dolan Cut and Trim. So it's been a while since I've done anything lawn care related on here. I think I've posted one video in the last, 6 weeks. I really appreciate everybody that's been checking in, see how my son was doing and all that. Really meant a lot to me. I really appreciate that, and it's very kind of all of you. But I got an update for the business today. That I wanted to share with you guys because I'm excited about it, and so something got me excited enough to turn the camera on. So figured, I would talk to you. So if you guys remember, well, a bunch of you I'm sure do. For the last year and a half, I've been saying I'm buying a new mower, and and then I would just never buy it. And some of you, that would be really frustrating for you. And you would, have comments about it. And I would discuss it off and on. And, I would get all kinds of I would say I can't decide if I'm going to do a stander or if I'm going to do a walk behind. And, I'd get opinions from both sides. And, but I was also getting some irritated comments. Some folks that are like, just either buy it or just it's time to stop hemming and hawing. Just do it, And so but I just kept holding off. And then this pandemic hit. And it put me in a weird spot because I had the money to buy a new mower, or a new to me mower. And was planning on pulling the trigger at the beginning of the season, but then when this pandemic hit, it really made me nervous. I didn't want to just do that. As you guys know, I pay cash for everything. I'm not going to finance anything. And so I was just a little leery about shelling out that much cash when I didn't know what all was going to happen. So we kept stacking cash until I got comfortable-ish with buying a new mower, or new-to-me mower, I should say. And so I honestly was kind of hoping to be able to ride out the season with my Toro Pro line. But honestly, man, that thing, it's 24 or 25 years old. I don't know how much use it got before I started using it, but I can tell you I've mowed, somewhere in the area of 5,000 lawns with it. It's put in a lot of work, and it's getting tired. And the problem with machines that are that old, some of the parts are discontinued. So you have to cross-reference things. Some parts are just straight up no longer available. Well, discontinued, not available, or just insanely expensive. An OEM, what do you call it? An OEM transmission for that thing is $800. You can get you can cross-reference it and get you find one in the 125 range, but transmission was $800. There's two spindles, and the spindle that goes takes the belt from the engine to the spindle, that was like an $800 spindle. And then the spindle to the right of that, you can't even buy that spindle. Toro just is like, no, sorry, you can't buy it. And so it was just starting to have stuff like that. The deck has been welded 4 times, and a fifth hole is opened up. So the deck was looking to be needs to be welded for the fifth time, and that doesn't even count all the welds to the frame that I've done. It's just got a lot of new parts on it. And the engine, amazingly enough, the engine's still running strong, but we're getting to the point where it's like there's some really expensive things that need to be replaced on this. The left wheel assembly is slightly, not very much, but slightly bent, so that when I'm driving, you can see on the wheel going like this. It's not enough to affect the quality of the cut, but it's just like these things are starting to add up, and something like that needs to be replaced, and that's like a $300 or $400 assembly. So I was like, you know what? I think it's time to upgrade. And you guys know I've been talking about buying a Bradley mower. And so I was like, well, I don't want to spend that money during a pandemic. So I talked to my wife and I was like, I don't want to spend that kind of money during a pandemic. Let me start looking around on like Craigslist and Facebook, see what we can find. And so I did. And I looked around and made some inquiries. The main issue is I really need a 36-inch deck for what I do. If I have a 36-inch deck, then I can. It's very few lawns require anything smaller than that. So I'm not using multiple mowers on the property. The issue is 36-inch walk behinds or 36-inch standards. People aren't really looking to get rid of them, especially if they're hydros. I mean, if they're belt drives, they don't care. But anything that's hydro, that's that small, folks tend to hang on to. And so, I looked around and I found some interesting deals. I found a mower. I believe it's called I'll put pictures here. I believe it's called a Better Cut, I believe is what they're called. And it was a 36-inch, but it wasn't like a hydro in the sense that we think of a hydro. It was more like a hydro in that like lawn tractors are hydros. Is this still recording? Good, it is. And so, the guy was just selling it for $1,000, but I couldn't put a sulky on it. And it was debatable whether or not the engine would even pull me if I did. And like it didn't. You had to physically turn it, kind of like those 33-inch Troy Belt and Cub Cadet mowers. You had to physically turn it yourself. And so I was like, that's not what I'm trying to do. I looked at this was definitely something that I would be into, but I'm glad I didn't do it. I looked at a 52-inch Great Dane walk behind, but it's the kind where it actually folds up into a 36-inch mower. I'm not clear on whether or not you could mow when it's in 36-inch mode, but it's got like one bat wing. And so, you can get it through smaller gates. And but when the bat wing goes down, it's a 52-inch. They were selling that for $1,400. And I was very interested in that, but I didn't. I did look at one belt drive. I looked at a 36-inch X-Mark belt drive. It was a newer one. They were selling it for $1,500. And actually, I was really kind of tempted by that. It had those cool controls, where you hold them like this. And it was kind of fun to use. It was pretty neat. But it was a belt drive, and I was like, I don't want to step sideways in machine. I want to step forward because even though it was in better condition than the Pro line that I have, it was a fixed deck. So while it's like, okay, controls are easier, parts are newer, but this is a fixed deck, and I've got an early version of a floating deck. So I didn't really want to do that. And then after that, I looked at a Wright 52-inch walk behind with the pistol grips. Pistol grips were already kind of like a negative for me because I didn't want to do that. And I messed with that a little bit. The hydros felt strong. It's really nice being able to just turn a key and start a mower, instead of having to pull it. But I drove it around, felt good. But the first thing that the guy told me that really kind of concerned me was all the safety switches had been bypassed. I don't mess with that. I like to have all my safety switches working. And so the fact that these safety switches weren't engaged, for pistol grips, that's especially dangerous because, with a pistol grip, the way it's supposed to work is if you let go of the pistol grip while it's, while the mower's, running, it's supposed to just shut off. But if the safety features are disengaged, that mower's just going to run full speed ahead until it hits a wall, a person, a car, or something else expensive. So that was I was already not going to buy it because of that, because I didn't feel like trying to figure out how to how to fix that. But the other thing is, I turned the blades on, and it sounded like a plane engine about to take off. I was looking at the guy. I was like, man, that thing is loud. And he was like, oh, right mowers are like that. They're just right mowers are loud when you engage the engine. I was like, okay. I checked the spindles on it. The spindles felt good, but I could see where like the deck had been welded in a couple places. And I was actually talking to a mechanic friend of mine, mower mechanic friend of mine later, and he was like, "Yeah, the bearings were bad. If it was loud, it's because the bearings are bad." So I didn't buy that. But then I'm trying to think of how I want to do this, because I did buy something, but I don't have it yet. How do I want to? Because I wanted to make it like a big reveal, but now that I'm at this part of the video, I don't know if I don't know how to do that in a fun way. I'll put it this way. I called Havener Enterprises, located somewhere in Illinois, and I told them I wanted a mower. And shoot, I will just say it. So I gave them my credit card. All right, I'll do it this way. I bought a mower from Bradley. I got a Bradley mower. Obviously, I got a 36-inch, but I can't show it to you yet because I don't have it. It's going to get shipped, and it's probably going to be here sometime next week. So I guess the fun will be, what do you think I got? Because this was a big debate even within myself. And when I tell you guys that I had not decided whether I was going to get a stander or a walk behind, I did not make up my mind on that until the moment they had my card information. And it was a tough decision, but I made a decision. So what do you think I did? Do you think I got a stander, or do you think I got the walk behind? You guys will find out once I get the machine, because the video will go out that day showing what I got. But I'm curious what you guys think I did. So yeah, I'm really excited. I paid for it cash. I saved up the money and paid for it cash. Was kind of happy with the deal I got, because their prices and everything don't necessarily line up with what's on their website. But I'm really looking forward to it coming in, man. Yeah, I'm just going to end it there. I'm going to do a follow-up video showing you guys the Toro and everything that I either fixed on it or that's broken or breaking. I'm just going to show you all of it, because it's a lot. Yeah, I'm pretty excited, man. You guys know from the beginning, this has been a debt-free business. I have not financed anything. And so, yeah, I dropped several $1,000s on a brand new lawnmower, and it's not financed. I own it free and clear. Nobody's got any say to anything regarding my stuff. So, I'm very excited. I can't wait for it to get here. I wish it could be here tomorrow, but it's going to take them. They said they were hoping I would have it by either next Thursday or next Friday. So we'll see. It's Randy with Dolan Cut and Trim. Have a good one.